Hey, what is going on, LFA Youth? Pastor Tanner here, and welcome back to 260 and 260. This is day 12, and we're going to be in Matthew 12. Today, I'm going to be in the MEV. I'm normally in the NLT, but right now, for this day, we're going to read out of the MEV. So if you want to follow along word for word, you're going to have to read the MEV as well. Now, this is going to be the longest chapter of Matthew so far, so y'all go ahead and strap your seatbelt in, keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times, and without further ado, let's get it. Matthew chapter 12. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and his disciples were hungry and began to pluck heads of grain to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath." But he said to them, "Have you not read what David and those who were with him did when they were hungry? How he entered the house of God and ate the ritual bread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for those who were with him, but only for the priest? Or have you not read in the law how on the Sabbath, the priest in the temple profane the Sabbath, but the blameless? I say to you, in this place there is one who is greater than the temple. If you had known what this meant, I desire mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the innocent, for the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." When he had departed from there, he went into their synagogue, and there was a man whose hand had withered. They had asked him, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath?" that they might accuse him. He said to them, "What man is there among you who has one sheep, and if it falls into the pit on the Sabbath, will not lay hold of it and lift it out? Then how much better is a man than a sheep? Therefore it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath." Then he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he stretched it out, and he was restored whole like the other. And it was restored whole like the other. Then the Pharisees went out and took the counsel against him, how they might kill him. But when Jesus knew it, he withdrew from there, and great crowds followed him, and he healed them all and warned them that they should not make him known, to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah, saying, "Here is my servant who I've chosen, my beloved is in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he will render judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not struggle nor cry out, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not quench, until he renders judgment unto victory, and in his name will the Gentiles trust." Verse 22, "Then one possessed with a demon was brought to him, blind and mute, and he healed him, so that the blind and mute man both spoke and saw. All the people were amazed and said, 'Is he not the son of David?' But when the Pharisee heard it, they said, 'This man does not cast out demons except by Beelzebub, the ruler of the demons.' Jesus knew what they were thinking and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Then how will his kingdom stand? And if I cast out demons by Beelzebub, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out demons by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of heaven has come upon you. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless the first binds the strong man? And then he will plunder his house. He who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me scatters abroad. Therefore I say to you, all kinds of sin and blasphemy will be forgiven, but the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven men. Whoever speaks a word against the Son of Man will be forgiven, but whoever speaks against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, neither in this world nor in the world to come." Verse 33, "Either make the tree good and its fruit, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by its fruit. O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil things. But I say to you that every idle word that men speak, they will give an account on the day of judgment. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees said to him, Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you. But he answered to them, An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will stand up at judgment with this generation and will condemn it because they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And now one greater than Jonah is here. The queen of the south will rise up at the judgment with this generation, and will condemn it, for she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And now one greater than Solomon is here. When an unclean spirit goes out of a man, it passes through dry places seeking rest, but it finds none. And then it says, I will return to my house from which I came, and when it comes, it finds it empty, swept, and put in order. Then it goes and brings with itself 7 other spirits more evil than itself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. So shall it be also with this evil generation. While he was still speaking to the people, right then his mother and his brothers stood outside asking to speak with him. Then one said to him, Look, your mother and your brothers are standing outside asking to speak with you. But then he answered to the man who told him, Who is my mother and who is my brother? He stretched out his hands towards his disciples and said, Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father who is in heaven is my brother, my sister, and my mother. Woo! All 50 verses of Matthew 12 in the books. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, I'm proud of you for making it to day 12 of 260 and 260. Keep pushing forward. Don't give up. Day 260 is going to come sooner than you know. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Matthew chapter 13.